Russian-Ukrainian War live. Britain says Russian military morale is fragile. How it happened. The UK Ministry of Defence says Russian soldiers are also concerned about lack of equipment and uncertainty about war goals. Today's deployment summary. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky on Sunday suggested holding a World Peace Summit this winter, although FIFA is unlikely to allow it. On Friday, it was reported that Zelensky had asked world football's governing bodies to allow him to deliver a message of peace ahead of the final. There can be no draws because wars have no champions, Zelensky said in a video message from his office. Archbishop Justin Welby of Canterbury said Russia's invasion of Ukraine would open the gates of hell and all kinds of evil around the world, from murder and rape in occupied territories to famine and debt in Africa and Europe. Said to have unleashed the power of Welby, a senior minister of the World Anglican Church, traveled to Ukraine last month to meet church leaders, Christians and people displaced by the conflict. He said he was struck by the size of the mass grave in Bucha, the pictures of the people there, the rapes, the massacres, the tortures by the Russian occupying forces. The UK Ministry of Defence, MOD, said in its latest defence intelligence update on the situation in Ukraine that low morale is almost certainly a major vulnerability for much of the Russian military. In a daily briefing published on Twitter, the Pentagon said its soldiers' concerns were primarily high casualty numbers, inadequate leadership, wage issues, lack of equipment and ammunition, and lack of clarity about war goals. He said he was concentrating on the lack of sex. Kyiv's heating has fully recovered after the recent Russian bombing of its water and power infrastructure, the capital's mayor said on Sunday. Vitaly Klitschko said on his messaging app Telegram, "The city is restoring all services after the last shelling. In particular, the capital's heating system has been fully restored. All heat sources are working properly." Ukraine restored electricity and water supplies on Saturday after Russia's latest wave of attacks plunged several cities into darkness and forced people to endure freezing temperatures with no heating or running water. I worked to Agence France Presse said electricity was restored to about 6 million Ukrainians late Saturday by President Volodymyr Zelensky, but continued heat and water supply problems and widespread blackouts in many areas. It was reported that it was happening. Russian President Vladimir Putin visited the headquarters to meet with military commanders and seek their suggestions on how Russia's operations in Ukraine should proceed, the Kremlin said. Russia claims Friday's massive attack on Ukraine helped stop foreign arms shipments to Ukraine. The Ukrainian military command system, the military-industrial complex and the power plants that support them underwent a massive attack using high-precision weapons, the Russian Defense Ministry said in a daily briefing on Friday. The attack has led to war crimes allegations by Ukrainian allies.